Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nick Highfill Show. I just want to say thank you for showing up and listening to this episode today. It does mean the world to me, and it means the world that you're here. You're here watching this, you're listening to it, and you're going to hear my 5 habits for 2024 that I'm integrating into my schedule every single day. And maybe this is something that you want to integrate into your schedule, or maybe this is going to spark some ideas for, hey, these are some habits I need to adopt in 2024. So on YouTube right now, I'm going to break down exactly what my habits are, just 5 of them, and you're going to see a screen recording here. So if you're listening to audio, you can pop over to YouTube and watch this whole thing unfold. But essentially, we're going to be breaking down the habits of success for 2024. And my number 1 habit, can anybody guess? I know I'm the time guy. People will call me the time guy. It's relating to time. It is wake up at the same time daily. Okay, so waking up at the same time with consistency every single day does a couple different things for you. The biggest thing it does for me is I keep the promise I make to myself. So if I know I'm going to rise at 3:33 a.m., the alarm clock's going to go off, I need to get out of bed and I need to not hit the snooze button, turn that thing off, throw my clothes on, go to my home office, okay? That is very important for me, and I made an agreement with Emma that if I do hit the snooze button, it's 100 push-ups. I don't want to do 100 push-ups first thing in the morning. I don't have any desire to do that. So I'm not going to hit my snooze button, and that's something I did struggle with on and off last year, is I would not go to bed consistently at the same time, or I would, I just wasn't prioritizing, like, I'd feel, maybe I got a little bit of headache, or I'm just a little bit tired, I want to hit the snooze button. No snooze buttons this year. I'm going to wake up 3:33 a.m. every single day unless something catastrophic happens. But when you do that, what I'm trying to get at is you keep that consistency with yourself, and you start to build that self-confidence, and you start taking ownership of your day. And when you can rise at the same time every single day, and you're like, man, I'm up, I'm fired up. Okay, I'm going to get my reading done, or I'm going to get my Bible time done, or I'm going to do my meditation or prayer, or I'm going to start on work. Whatever that thing is, it's very important that you can stick to your own commitment of getting up at the same time every single day. So that's habit number 1. Habit number 2 is exercise 5 days a week. Okay, there's all these studies out there that exercising on a regular basis does a lot for you. For me, it allows me to kind of decompress and just like offload mentally. We go to CrossFit 5 days a week, and if I don't go to a CrossFit class, then I'm going to be doing some sort of running throughout that day. And what it allows me to do is just decompress and offload the heavy work toll that sometimes gets put on me, typically by myself. But it also allows me to have a sense of community. All right, so some people go to Planet Fitness and they just put their headphones on and they don't talk to anybody. Okay, that's totally fine. Whatever you want to do. Emma and I opted to go to a CrossFit class. So we actually get up 5 a.m., go down to the CrossFit gym, and then we do the CrossFit, we do the barbells and do all the stuff, and then we come home. But that's our sense of community. Since we do just have a business and it's just us and we have a remote team, but since it's just us working, sometimes you lose that sense of community. And sometimes you don't see somebody every single day. So just going to the gym, the act of doing that, not only get my physical time, but I'm also just building relationships with a lot of great people. So that's my second habit. Third habit is kill all limiting beliefs. Okay, third habit, kill all limiting beliefs. So what do I mean by that? So often we tell ourselves these limiting beliefs. So forever, and you guys have heard it on the podcast, I was like, I'm a terrible reader. I'm a terrible reader. I was a terrible reader. I was a terrible reader in high school. I was a terrible reader all the way through high school, or elementary to high school. I couldn't graduate high school because I was a terrible reader. Couldn't pass the state test, so then I had to be a super senior. I was just holding on to that idea of, man, I'm a terrible reader. I'm not good at reading. I'm just terrible. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. So when I was trying to get into the personal development space and read books, it was difficult. I wanted to do it, but I kept telling myself, I'm a terrible reader. I'm not that good at reading. It takes so long to read. Gosh, it takes me like 2 hours to do 10 pages. And yeah, sometimes it did. But that was a belief that I bought into, and the story I told myself. If you want to change your behavior, you need to change the story you tell yourself. So I started telling myself I'm a good reader. That sounds super cheesy, and some of you might be like, dude, that is the most cheeseball thing I've ever heard. Just tell yourself something different. Yeah, because you're actually buying into a different belief that you are a good reader, that you are a fast reader, that you do comprehend well. I was telling all of these things to myself that I did not do these things. And now I enjoy reading. Some days it's 20 pages. Some days, this morning it was 28 pages. Some days it's 10 pages. But I have a system and a schedule that I'm going to read a certain amount of pages every single year so I can hit my goal of the 15 books this year. And that's just what I'm doing. But you need to kill all your limiting beliefs. I hear people, oh, I'm not good at that. I'm terrible at that. Or, I can't do that exercise. Well, and I don't know anybody in my exercise class that says that, but there's people out there that just, I can't run. I can't work out. I can't have a kid. I can't do this. Or they tell their children, you can't do that. Don't do that. No. Stop. You're just building in these limiting beliefs into their brain. You're telling yourself these limiting beliefs. And when you do that, of course you're not going to achieve that thing because you believe you're not going to achieve it. So why would you even try it? So, third habit in 2024, kill all limiting beliefs. I adopted this last year, but I just want to share that with you guys. It's something that I'm really holding on to this year, is being aware of my thoughts going into my head, being aware of what I say. Like, instead of saying I can't, I choose not to. Like, I can't do that. I choose not to do that. Because I can, I'm capable of it, I'm more than willing, I'm more than able, but I just choose not to because I don't want to, right? So, number 4 habit, we're cruising through these, it's feeling good, is ask for what you want. As you can tell, if you're watching on YouTube, the writing is a little scrambly. I apologize, it's just how I write, okay? So, ask for what you want. I want to dive into a little bit of a story here. So, Emma and I just got married last year, and our venue didn't work out. We chose to choose a different venue. We didn't really like the look and location and all that. So I had a family friend, and he had a home, and I thought, man, how cool would it be to get married at their house? This would be so cool. Like, I could see the wedding here happening, the ceremony in the front, and then doing this in the back. Like, it was all coming to life. I was like, yes, that'd be so cool. And when I first got engaged to him, I said, you know what? You know whose house it'd be really cool to get married at? And I told her. She's like, oh, that'd be so cool. But I'm like, I don't want to put the burden on him. That seems like, no, that's just too much. That's too much of an ask. Letting, so many guests come to your home and have a wedding at your home. I'm like, I don't know. So I didn't ask. So we got the other venue, didn't like that venue. And then it came down to, okay, we need to find another venue. So I was like, okay, I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him and ask him, okay? This is 4, the habit. Habit number 4 is ask for what you want. So I'm going to call him. I'm going to go on a walk and call him. Because I just felt like it was way too big of an ask. I felt like this was more of an ask than asking for the biggest deal I've ever done in my media company to the client. This was a lot harder for me to ask. And I'm pacing around. I'm on a 30-minute walk. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to hit the button. So I hit the button and it's calling. I'm like, I got no choice now. I just have to ask. They answer. I'm like, hey, yeah, so I'm wondering, the venue didn't work out at the other place. Yes, you can get married at our house. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, but look at that. What I'm giving you the example is just ask. Ask. That's all you got to do. For the things that you want in your life, all you need to do is ask. It's very uncomfortable sometimes, but it's either a yes or a no. There's 2 options. It's a 50-50 chance. And I didn't have a lot of confidence going into this, and I think that's why I was struggling. I didn't think they were going to say yes, but they did, and that changed our wedding, right? We got married at a beautiful venue at their home. We had a beautiful ceremony, beautiful reception. We had the time of our lives, amazing people there. But that simple fact that hey, I'm going to ask. I'm not going to discount this option. I'm going to ask. And by doing that and practicing that as a habit, you're going to get a lot further ahead in your life than you expected because you're putting yourself out there more and you're asking for exactly what you want. If you want that meeting, that sales, whatever it is, ask for it. Don't hesitate, just ask. You're going to see some improvements. I know I definitely did, just like that. We had a beautiful wedding because I just asked. Okay, habit number 5, 2024, is take immediate action on ideas that pop into your head. Okay, take immediate actions on ideas that pop into your head. So some of you might have goals. Some of you might read your goals aloud. Some of you might have a purpose statement. Some of you might be going down that rabbit hole and you're like, man, I'm feeling good. I'm all juiced up every single morning and every single night. I read all this stuff out loud. I'm feeling super fired up. When you read your goals before bed, your subconscious mind is going to go to work while you sleep. And it's really fascinating stuff. And you're going to wake up with these ideas. Or you're going to get these ideas throughout the day. And when you get these ideas, and it seems like some sort of a breakthrough idea, maybe you want your income goal is $100,000 for the year. And you're like, man, I've never even made $30,000 in a year. How am I going to make, 100? Well, while you're going throughout the day and you've written this goal down and you're reading it aloud, I'm going to make $100,000 in 2024, whatever it is, right? You're writing, you're reading. This idea pops in your head. Oh, I need to start this business, or I need to go ask for this raise, or this, I need to do this next thing. When you do that, when you take action on that, you're immediately going to propel yourself forward. Immediately. So these ideas that fall into our head, don't just sit around on them. Don't be like, oh man, I thought about getting that gym membership. Like the universe, God, whatever you believe in is telling you something. When you get this idea planted into your head, it's typically for the right reason. And if it aligns with where you're trying to go, you need to take action on that. Maybe you have some terrible habits before and some idea pops in your head and you're like, no, I don't want to go to the past. Don't take action. But if it's something that's going to help you and propel you forward to where you want to go, absolutely take action immediately on that. Some sort of step. Sit down, write it out. Write down some steps, how you're going to get there. Create a goal of it. Whatever that thing is, that idea, take action immediately. Don't do it in the next hour, or don't do it, at the end of the day. You might forget. What I did as well is I got the new iPhone, the 15, there's an action button on the side now. So basically I just click this action button and it launches my Notion database. And these are my ideas. So as soon as I have one of these, it's typically in the shower or right when I wake up, I can hit that side button, it launches my board, and I can immediately put down my thoughts, and then I know, okay, I can take action on this now. I took action on the idea, I wrote it out, I figured out, okay, here's a few steps I can do. I then go to my calendar app, I then enter it into the software that we use, and then it programs in my calendar. I'm like, okay, I can take action. This Wednesday, it found an hour block where I can do this. Sweet. And then take action on that, and then it's moving me closer and closer and closer and closer to the big dream. So it's a beautiful thing. So the 5 big habits, we'll review them a little bit. We'll review them real quick. Wake up at the same time every single day. Implement a exercise routine at least 5 times a week. Kill all your limiting beliefs. Get rid of them. Ask for what you want. 5th one is take immediate action on the ideas that just pop into your head. Okay, so there it is. That's my 5 habits for success in 2024. I appreciate all of you guys showing up, listening, being here, a part of the crew. This year we're gonna have some really good content coming your way, and I just thank you all for showing up, listening, supporting me on social media, supporting me on YouTube, supporting me on the podcast. Man, it just feels good to be doing this work. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your days, and we'll see you on the next one.